I think, oh yeah, I've just got it running. Silly old fool me, eh? Welcome to my channel, guys. Ballstall Boys Towers. I've got this new selfie stick, and it's got like a little button on it, gadget type of thing. So you can stand back, you can sit forward, you can tilt it, you can do whatever you want, and you can just control your phone by this little gadget here. Amazing, isn't it, what they come out with nowadays, isn't it, guys? But yeah, welcome to my channel, guys. I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope everyone's in the best of health they could possibly be in. As you can see, I've just had a nice haircut, just had a good shower, and spruced myself up a little bit, and I'm back to my old self, the bubbly person which you knew, the person which created this channel, and the person which inspires so many people, and helps many other people in many aspects of life, including addiction, and along with mental health problems too. So yeah, I'm here to tell you guys that you can change your mindset, you can change your lifestyle, and you can beat your addiction if you want to do it hard enough. So I don't think personally there's enough knowledge out there with addiction and what causes it, what brings it on, how to beat it, how to stabilize yourself, and things like that. So I'm going to take you on a little journey of my previous, so I can use my previous to let you guys know how I become addicted, and how when I first got my addiction. So it stemmed back probably from the age of 13 or 14, maybe even 12 years of age. Now I'm talking about the skinhead days, when Skinhead was in Sham 69 and Madness, the specials. We used to listen to ska music and reggae. We used to go to different community centres and youth clubs, and we used to have arrange fights with other gangs in other youth centres. So this was probably the first time I ever experienced gang life, probably at the age of 12 or 13. And yeah, it was really good days, the old Skinhead days. And the rockers and the mods and the punks. But yeah, I went right the way through the fashion. So I was a skinhead, I was a punk rock. I used to like Sid Vicious, Johnny Rotten, and then I was a little bit of a rude boy. Yeah, so I've always followed fashion, and it's only now, really, it's only now I realise that this is when I very first picked my first addiction up. By the way, we used to all go to youth club Saturday night, and there used to be a DJ there, and it was a skinhead night, and used to play live music and Madness and the specials and oi, and we used to jump up like that and go crazy like that, and all headbutt each other, and it was absolutely bonkers. But the dance floor used to be ram packed, and the girls used to have lovely haircuts, man. I still like them today, like peroxide, and it was like that on the front, and shaved on top and long at the back. I think it might be called a French girls crew cut or something like that. But yeah, that was really good days of my life. But what that brought along was glue sniffing. That was the heart of my skinhead days, and I first got introduced to it at the age of 13 years of age, and that was from other skinheads, from other mates in my little crew, or my little gang what I was in. And them days, they were sniffing Evo stick glue, and I'm not for 1 minute glamorising this, and I'm not for 1 minute saying that this is the right thing to do, because it completely clogs your brain up, it completely messes your mind up, and it twists you up later on in life. So I'm not advising that one little bit in any shape or form. I'm just going to take you on to a little journey of my previous lifestyle. And when I first got my addiction, as I said, so it's only just come to light now. This is when I first contracted an addictive personality, which I didn't know, I wasn't aware of, until I started doing lots and lots of work on myself later on in life. And the reason why I've done that was to, change my life. But yeah, we used to get Evo stick, put it into a freeze bag, and blow it like this, and inhale the fumes. And it used to make us hallucinate and trip, and it was very addictive. So yeah, I used to go around mates' houses, and we used to go to different parks and different commons, and spend all day up against a tree sniffing glue and hallucinating and tripping. Because them days, that's what it was all about. That was the in thing. This is probably in the 1980s, because I was born in 68. So yeah, I was 12. You know, it was really, really. But yeah, that's when it first stemmed from the from the addictive personality. When I first picked my addiction up, I didn't realise. So from that, basically, I stayed on glue for around probably a year or 2 years until someone which I used to go to school with, primary school with, grasped me up to my parents. Went back to my mum and told my mum that I was doing this, and then after my mum found out I was doing it, she kept finding like tubes of glue in my pocket, and I was hiding it in the bedroom, and there was freezer bags and with glue, dried glue in and things like that. And to be honest, I knocked it on the head after my mum found out, because I've always had a lot of respect and love and loyalty towards my mum, and if my mum says something ain't good, then I've always listened to my mum. So yeah, I knocked that on the head. So the next thing I turned to, age 14, 15, would have been cannabis. Now that was Rocky, Slate, Red Bull, Temple Ball, Gold Seal, Red Seal, all that old school hash and Slate. And yeah, you know, I used to go to different mates' houses, and we'd be sitting there listening to reggae, skinheads, smoking cannabis and drinking cider, getting it off of our faces, completely off of our faces. So really, when it stemmed from one addiction to another, I was unaware of the pattern of my behaviour at that time, because I was young, I was naive, and you know, I was following everyone else, and that was what everyone else was doing. So especially all the people I was hanging about with anyway. Yeah, started smoking cannabis. From that, the rave scene, this fast forward quite a few years, the rave scene come in. It would have been about 87, 88, and then I started taking ecstasy pills. And I was still smoking cannabis, by the way. So ecstasy pills, cannabis, and acid trips, purple ones, strawberry ones, Mitsubushi's, and that's the days when I started going out raving and going to warehouse raves and various different raves all around the country. We used to travel out far, Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, all to these big field raves, and yeah, that was in the 80s. So then I became addicted to raving and doing E's. I started doing them over weekend, and that quickly spiraled. And in the end, I was doing E's 4 or 5 days a week. And them days in the late 80s, you only needed to do half of a pill, and you was literally flying for 2 days. So yeah, you know, it's a lifetime addiction. From then, the rave days in the late 80s, I used to go down the Old Kent Road, and that's when I done my first pill. I'll never forget my first pill. I was in the Duncow down the Old Kent Road, and someone gave me a pill, my first pill ever. Everyone was on the floor rocking, and you know the days of the old raves. It was the best days of my life, to be honest with you. And I got given my first pill by one of my pals. We all went out, and I was like drinking bottles of pills and on the dance floor trying to move about. And an hour later, like I looked over to a few of my pals and I said, "Look, nothing's happening, nothing's happening." And they said, "It's on you, it's on you, it's on you. Go and look in the mirror. Go and look in the toilet." And I went into the toilet, and my whole face was alight. It was glowing, and I had a grin from one side of my face to the other. And then I went out onto the dance floor, and I just let it go. You know, I was really rocking and raving. It was the best days of my life, to be honest with you. But this is just addiction for you. Do you know what I mean? And this was socialised in them days. This is how we socialised, by doing pills and doing trips. And you know, from that, it quickly stemmed onto cocaine. Them days. And that's when cocaine was really, really, really strong. You could probably get it for like 30, 25 pound a gram, and you get a full gram of it. And you know, it was completely and utterly different to what you get today. It's bass, knocked about, crap. You don't know what you're using. It's knocked up with speed, bass, all sorts of meow meow and spice. What I'm hearing, what they're putting in coke nowadays to buff it out and to get people addicted. But yeah, it quickly stemmed into cocaine, and I stayed on cocaine for forever really, until I quit it 12 years ago. But yeah, then that's when everything went downhill for me really, really quickly. In 1996, we fast forwarded into now, and when I lost my mother to cancer in my arms, as many of you know on my stories, and that is when I didn't care if I lived, I didn't care if I died, I didn't care if I shot anyone, and I didn't give a fuck about the world. As far as I was concerned, my world had been broken in half, and I'd lost the nearest and the dearest person in the world to me, my mum. So nothing really mattered to me, and that's when it made me a very, very, very dangerous man. I joined into a gang which I used to knock about with years and years ago, from my old area in Tooting, and well, most of the other gang members had the same mindset as me. They might have lost their parents, one or two of them, or they might have been very highly addicted to coke or crack, and yeah, we quickly formed a gang, and that's when we was going across the pavement, and then my I turned from cocaine to crack. I was freebasing it, washing it up myself, the cocaine, and in the end, it went up to £1,000 a day habit. Now, a lot of people can't like understand that someone could actually spend that money. This was in 1997, 1998. But yeah, as many users know, when you put a £20 rock on the pipe, you can do it in one blast, and you could sit there all day and all night doing that because you can't sleep, and you're always trying to chase that high. You're always trying to get that same hit. So I couldn't go out and do stupid petty crime to fund my habit, my crack cocaine habit. I had to go out and commit very serious armed robberies to get cash, because I had that mindset where what was the point of me going out to rob a petrol garage or a restaurant or something silly when I'm only going to get a few hundred quid and be wanted for armed robbery and get arrested and not have no money for it. So my mindset was to go into the big places to get the big money and hopefully one day get enough money to retire. And I'm sure even blaggers of today, what still go out today, what are not drug users, have always got that seed implanted in their head that one day they're going to hit the jackpot and they're going to retire. Well, that's what I thought. And before I knew it, I'm committing like 10 armed robberies. And yeah, that's when it all come to an end, when the grass got involved with us and it brought us down, guys. But that's when my addiction first stemmed from, basically, at the age of 13 years of age, and it just spiraled out of control, and it led from one thing to the other. It wasn't until 2010 that I really, really put my cards on the table and done a lot of hard work on me. Many years of pain, misery, and sorrow, and also what I put my family through. I put them through hell by them watching me commit these crimes and going to prison for very lengthy, long times. It's not just me, it's not just you that it affects. It affects the ones what you leave behind and the ones that love you. So yeah, it's a ripple effect. It had a knock-on effect. But that's when in 2010. Well, it was 2007 when I got that 3 years and that recall and that 12-year sentence. And I come out in 2010. But I started working on myself in 2007 and 2008 and 2009 and 2010. And that's when I really got my nut down and started educating myself and throwing myself into education in Wayland Prison. I couldn't read and write hardly because I never went to school. I was kicked out of all schools. So I threw myself into education, and I learned that quick, and I got that quick. My teacher thought that I was ready to go into City and Guilds. He was adamant that I was going to pass them, and I thought I'd fail. But yeah, after a lot of hard work and a lot of homework in the cell of a night time, I pissed through my City and Guilds level 1, level 2, level 3, which I've got indoors with me now, certificates. And I passed them in adult literacy, adult learning, reading, writing, peer mentoring, motivational speaker. I've passed so many different courses. So yeah, this is why nowadays I like to share my stories to inspire others and to let other people know, look, you can change, because I changed. If anyone can do it, then then I never in a million years ever thought that I could do it, especially with my traumatic childhood, the amount of time, amount of years that I've spent in prison, all the heartache, all the different violence what I've seen through my life, witnessed murders and things like that. So or allegedly, sorry, attempted murders. I better not implicate myself too much there, guys, but I'm sure you know what I'm getting at. I was a very violent person, and yeah, I hurt a lot of people when I was bang at it, guys. But yeah, 2010 is when I decided, when I got out, that I would never ever look back, and I was going to use all my bad experiences and use them to deter others not to follow my footsteps, and to deter others, and let others know that committing crimes and taking drugs is far from glamorous, and it all leads to a few different things in life, which is pain, misery, hell, and a lifetime of mental health issues. And these days too, if you get a lengthy sentence, it's changed, and there's so much, you'll be lucky if you get out on it sane, unless you go off your rocker. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy my content. I did say that I'm going to be talking in detail about my addiction and where I'm at today. Where I'm at today is I've written a book. I'm writing my second book. I'm a peer mentor. I've been on quite a few platforms. I've got a big following online. I'm told that I'm inspiring others. I'm helping others beat addiction, fight addiction, deal with mental health problems and things like that. And that is actually what helps me sleep at night. I'm not a materialistic man, and I haven't set my channel up, and I don't do these videos for gain. I do these videos to inspire others and to put awareness out there, guys. So please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it and subscribe. And I hope everyone is having a good day. Peace.